Sorry for that intro, but today we talking a little bit of Trump. We got it. We are going back to the Trump watch. We gotta talk about my boy. But if you're here with us today, thank you for joining us. I'm your host, CT, aka Chitty Chitty Bang, and I'm bringing to you Everything Is, the podcast where we talk about everything that matters. We are the zeitgeist. We are the culture. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the follow, hit the likes, hit all the good stuff. If you're here with us on Twitch, thank you. Definitely participate in the chat. If you're here with us on YouTube, definitely participate in the chat. We love to hear from you. Well, I would love to hear from you right now. I'm here dolo tonight. I haven't been able to get in touch with my co-host Chris, so prayers up for him. Hopefully he's good and everything. So y'all keep him in your spirits. Maybe he pops up. Maybe he makes a run in. Maybe he makes a run in tonight. We'll see what happens. But oh wait, he's here. He's here. I see. He's always gonna make it. You can't count on it. You can't count him out. You can't count him out. Let's see if we can bring him in the shot. Let's see if we can bring him in the shot. Shoot, man. Where my guy at? Hey, man. He's here. Let him get his audio right. Let him get his shit ready. But yeah, we're here to talk about a little Trump today. A little update on the current political state of America. But yeah, thank y'all for listening. We're here to discuss that and a little bit more football talk. We're gonna end off with a little football talk about the conferences going into this year's season and where I and Chris will essentially decide who we think is coming out of the conferences based off of their depth charts. Just solely as of right now here in August 5th. I will see it can change depending on how things turn out after training camp. But Chris, I can hear you now. I'm sure, hopefully you can hear me. You good, man? Oh, Discord. Okay, excuse me. Okay. Hold up. You're right, because I'm off my gate rocker because I am not used to starting the show without you here. But I think we're good now. Yes, Discord. Thank you for keeping it. But I think we're good. We can hear your audio. How you doing, bro?
Oh man, it's been a day, but we're gonna end off strong. Today was orientations this week from school.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I had orientation for Christian, and then realized that we still need a couple stuff for CJ's orientation tomorrow. But my baby boy, he has a surgery tomorrow morning, so I had to make sure that we was right for that surgery as well. So I have been just trying to make sure the house has been secure, and I've been doing that all with no phone. So I just
exactly, and that's the thing. That's why we haven't been communication, guys. He's doing all his work this week with no phone. So you can imagine what my guy's going through. I definitely feel for my guy.
I'll be having to pull up in Publix and Walmart to get their free Wi-Fi just to send off, just to get GPS locations, to get directions and stuff like that, because I ain't got no data. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, damn. So hopefully that gets settled soon, man. But I'm glad to have you here tonight. I figured, I'm not sure if you had anything in mind you want to bring to the table, but
I'm coming in here bucket ass naked, nigga. I would have came in here just talking about the day, nigga. Today I started off with.
I'm glad you're okay though, man. I was worried, but you here, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it easy because today's everything is delusional. I was watching a video of YouTuber Kyle Kalinske, and it really made me laugh. It made me laugh, but it could also make you cry. The state of our country and the way our president seems to I don't know if it's delusion, but the way he chooses to accept the realities that are going on in this country and how he sees things. But before we continue, I want to give a huge congratulations to the man we were talking about yesterday, Abdel El-Sayed. He won the Michigan primary Democratic seat. He takes no corporate PAC money. He takes no APAC money. And they had a race of like nearly $70 million was put against him from AIPAC and other corporate donors to Haley Stevens, I think her name was, and he pulled
Yeah,
out the
Haley
victory.
Stevens.
Yeah, he pulled out the victory by 1 point. So all that money they wasted. So this is a huge victory for progressives. I know he's going to get smeared as a communist. He's going to be smeared as a Democratic socialist, which he's not. I think we have to make that distinction with all these candidates. But we were talking about him yesterday. We were wondering if he's going to win. He was up, but she started to gain. She started to gain overnight. But he still ended up keep pulling it out and taking the lead. So he's going to be the Democratic nominee for the midterms in Michigan. Being that Michigan is a big swing state, this is a big race. So for me, I'm taking a big. I know I'm from New York, he's from Florida, but I'm taking a big, hard look at this. I have family in Michigan, and then I'm also taking a big, hard look at Texas because that's a huge state where it's up for grabs, considering that we got Talrico down there. So those two are pivotal with when it comes to the Democrats potentially having an opportunity to take the Senate. But let's hear before we continue. I want to hear what his speech was a little bit from his speech this morning.
Go ahead.
Hold up, hold up. We the boy.
We
Hold
them,
up, hold up,
we
hold up.
them boys.
Hold up, hold up. We the boy. All right.
We making noise. Hold up. Hold up.
Colleague Senator
Hold
McMorrow,
up.
Chairman
We them,
Hertel, to
nigga,
all of our
Blind Patch Quiz used to be amazing.
Yeah.
Blind
He had
Patch
a real moment. He had a couple moments, to be honest with you.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
me, he had a real couple moments.
But yeah, let's check out the site. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but I just want to hear the beginning of it and what his immediate sentiments are.
What a race, in the words of Muhammad Ali, we shook up the world. And I want to say, just first and foremost, how grateful I am for the opportunity to participate in democracy. Now, my family immigrated to this place where there is not democracy. You cannot just put your hand up and run. And the ability to do this, to have our voices heard, to select our leaders, it is a gift that sometimes we take for granted. So to have participated means so much. And to my fellow participants, I just want to say how grateful I am to you. Senator McMorrow, you ran an incredible race. You fought to end the corporate corruption in our politics. You took on the power of AIPAC. You were willing to speak truth to a level of power that sometimes is unbeatable. And I just want to say thank you and how grateful I am to have your support here today. I cannot wait to see what you do next, and I hope that for as long as I'm in this work, that we can be in this work together. Thank you. To my colleague and friend, Congresswoman Haley Stevens, we shared a great conversation this morning. And I know that it was a bitter end to this very long primary, but I also know that Haley brings the best of herself to her work. She is one of the most committed public servants that you'll ever meet. She loves democracy like I love democracy. And whatever differences that we might have had in the primary, they pale in comparison to what unifies us. A recognition that so long as we want to keep our democracy, that democracy better be working for people, and that all of us have to come together to make sure that we never let Mike Rogers see the inside of the U.S. Senate. So.
Not bad.
The fact that she held it down alongside her medical practice, alongside making sure that our daughters didn't experience this without thinking life was just normal, that takes just an extraordinary amount of effort and sacrifice. So I just want to say how grateful I am to you, love, and I'm so honored and thankful that we get to continue this. 20 years on, it's been a hell of a ride. I owe her a 20th anniversary on our 21st anniversary because we definitely didn't get one of those this year. when DTE and Blue Cross come a knocking saying, you know what, this is our democracy and we're going to own it, from here on out, we can always point and say, no, this is the people's democracy and we will always own it. This would not have been possible without the incredible efforts of so many allies and allied organizations. I gotta give a special thank you to my first endorsers. Bernie Sanders, the OG, who came in on day one, put his entire shoulder in the work. I just hope that I can help to carry some of that load in the fight for working people and Medicare for all that he's been carrying for all of this time. To the UAW, the unbeatable, indomitable UAW. As a son of immigrants, son of a father who came to this country to build cars, I gotta say that this is still the best place in the world to make an automobile, and that is because of the fighting UAW, but it's also the best place in the world to build a family because of the fighting UAW. And our work is about making sure that the folks who want to sell our democracy off to corporations and special interests don't get to take that away, and I stand in lockstep with our UAW sisters and brothers.
Let's fast
And I
forward a
kept
little
running
bit.
up against one thing. The kind of politics that tell us that we cannot invest in those children because we should be sending their money to deny rights to other children abroad. A politics that tells us that the corporations should do what they can and the rest of us do what we must. A politics that tells us that our democracy is there for the taking if you have enough money to take it. And so when the opportunity to run for U.S. Senate came up, I realized that this was a fight not just against Mike Rogers and Donald Trump. It was a fight for the kind of America that can give what I had to all of her children. That is the work in front of us. This country of ours, this America of ours, is more than a flag. It's more than a set of colors. If you're a patriot, then you better fight for an America that is America for all of her kids. That's what this is about. Building a movement to take our democracy back, to serve the people who absolutely deserve the best of what America has to offer them. That's the commitment all of us are making. So whether you voted for me or voted for my opponent or didn't vote at all, we're inviting you to that movement to get money out of politics so we can put money back in pockets and finally guarantee the promise of health care through Medicare for all. And I'm so honored for all of the folks who've already invested, to all the folks who haven't. I cannot wait to meet you, and let's go in November.
All right, so he will be competing against. Let me think. Make sure he will be going against Mike Rogers. Yeah, U.S. States Representative Mike Rogers, who is he's 63 years old, Republican. Obviously, he is a huge threat for Michigan. This is not going to be easy for him to actually pull this off, guys. Mike Rogers has a big, long political career, and I feel like
Go on, brother. I'm glad you saved yourself, my guy.
I didn't save myself at all. My mind's not there at all. He has a long political career, uh, and I think that it's going to be tough for Abdul to win in Michigan. But if he's able to pull out the primary against all those odds, I can't root against him. I can't, how you put this? Yeah, I cannot even root against. I can't count him out. That's what I mean. Um, but APAC has already come out today with a statement. APAC says that they're going to be backing Mike Rogers. So they were all in on the Democratic Party.
We lost on the Dems. We're gonna try to put money back on the red.
Yeah,
This goes back to my point of Israel from yesterday. I'm like, yo, whether it was Kamala or Trump, they was gonna have their hands in it regarding now how deep of a puppeteer they was gonna be able to a puppet they was gonna be able to have, right? All depending on who won, but they clearly if they already got money behind behind the Republican Party already. You know what I'm saying? The morning of the loss. I'm just trying to figure out where all this goddamn money coming from.
A lot of it's coming from
I'm
us.
trying
A
to
lot
figure
of it's
out where
coming from
all
us. I
damn
think
money
that
coming from, bro.
these corporations, they know how to they know how to buy people. I mean, these packs, they know how to buy. They would like you to believe that it's all people donating and it's Jewish Americans and other people donating, and that's where it's coming. I highly doubt that these APAC and all these packs are getting it from solely the donors. These are coming from uh, corporations. These are coming from, I think, foreign governments. So I do think that that's where it's coming from majority. And yeah, and they're trying to they have a hold on the election. Like when you said they're putting money on red, it makes me feel like, our political system is like a craps table or like a roulette table, you
Roulette
know?
table, yeah.
Roulette table.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're putting their money, all right, let's take 68 million. Let's put it on Haley Blue. Roll, 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 roll. Oh man, we busted. We lost our 68 million. All right, we're gonna double down now on Mike Rogers red. Let's see if we should win this one, right? We should. That's how they look at it. And it shows that they have no allegiance to any political, leaning. It's more of just having control and power of whoever's going to listen to them and do what they say. So you guys got to ask yourself, is that how you want your politics to run, where your vote is so insignificant compared to the money that they're backing to sway, swaths of people to support another candidate? So yeah, shout out to Abdul. I'm really happy to see him succeed. And I'm praying that he does actually pull it off and become the Senate representative for Michigan.
I see that you had put in our description that you got Trump watch in there. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
what your boy done did, man? What your boy done did?
I gotta pull that up real quick. I'm gonna have to pull the video when it comes to Trump. It's a couple of things that he's been doing lately. I just want, but I can't even say it best. I want y'all to see my guy Kyle Kalinske on YouTube break down what is going on with the Trump interview he just had and what he's been putting out there. His view on data centers, his view on people that you should support and buy books from, and his view on just his his term thus far. It truly sounds like he's disconnected, from everything. Let's be real. Hold on one second. Where the hell is he?
Where the hell? Where the hell is it? Where the hell?
Okay. All right. Ah. All right. All right. Let's see, Kyle, because he says it best, and then we'll respond and react to what he's saying.
Losing his mind and crashing. So Donald Trump is absolutely losing his mind and crashing out and going haywire as his presidency is more and more up in flames by the day. It's getting bad, man. The disconnection from reality is something that should be shockingly obvious even to like normie Americans who don't care about politics. So take a look at this. Trump welcomes Alan Dershowitz into the Republican Party and instructs people to buy his book. So understand, as gas prices are up, as grocery prices are up, as his war has spiraled out of control, as the country is coming apart at the seams, and everybody's fucking pissed off, what is he posting? He's saying shit like this. The highly respected Alan Dershowitz has written a powerful new book, Why I Quit the Dems, and So Should You. Confessions of a Reluctant Republican. Alan is a great American patriot who understands the wisdom and courage it takes to defend democracy from communism. And it is our honor to welcome him into the party of common sense. There are so many others like Alan who feel abandoned by the radical left Democrats and are fleeing the Democrat Party and blue states for freedom. This book is for you. Pre-order your copy today. Do you guys know who Alan Dershowitz is? This was Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer who got him his initial sweetheart deal when he was caught being a fredophile.
Okay, this is our president. This is our president, guys. Telling you to go buy Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer's book. And he's inviting him over to the Republican Party. This is our reality, guys. This is our reality, guys. I honestly think that Trump has gotten away with so many things that he believes that you're stupid if and he thinks that he continues to think that he can get away with anything. As we still have not seen the rest of the Epstein files that have not been released, as we know, he's already the ones that have been released. He's in there more times than Harry Potter mentioned in the Harry Potter books. He essentially, as we know that he's kind of been caught up in rape cases, pedophilia cases. There's a lot of stories of Trump being involved in the Epstein sexual trafficking ring. He feels so comfortable to, in our face, show allegiance to Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer. And I know we like to say, oh, yeah, he's just crazy and all that stuff. But sometimes I like to slow down and really take in what's happening. The people that people are saying should be the leader of this country, the people that people have got behind and are really supporting, is so brazen that he's willing to support the lawyer of the biggest child sex trafficking ring that we have ever seen. He's literally 0 steps away from this guy when it comes to steps of what you would call it. They were close.
What you trying to say? 6 degrees separation?
Thank you very much. Yeah, he's 0 degrees of separation from Epstein. That's what I mean. Yeah. So, and then he even goes on to now promote his lawyer's book. If you guys have not realized it yet, this is it's a good old boys club. They're all working together. Epstein, Trump, a lot of people in Trump's regime and in his cabinet, all are working together. And we still have not, in our faces, they're playing with us, and we still have not gotten any type of answers on that. Women were raped. Children were raped. All types of weird stuff was going on that island, and they haven't gotten any justice. And we're here in October 5th, 2026, and haven't got the rest of the files that were supposed to be released last year around this time. Not only that, he now wants you to buy the guy's book who was his lawyer. It's unbelievable. No, go ahead.
No. It's nothing I can say.
Yeah.
It's nothing that can be that can be said about this,
Yeah, you're right.
It's done,
The apathy, I feel like, is grows so much to the point where he has the balls to do this. And I like to wake myself up sometimes, to just snap myself to reality and reiterate that shit is not okay. That's why I fuck with Kyle's show. He puts me on and shit that I did not know was going on. But this is not the only thing that Trump is doing right now. But let's hear what Kyle has to say as regards to this, and then he'll go on to the next thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. At a time, Trump, when many in your own base have abandoned you, because you're protecting the elite pedophile cabal, maybe don't outwardly endorse one of the ringleaders of the elite pedophile cabal. Just a thought. When one of the main arguments against you is that you're in the Epstein files, you protect the Epstein cabal, and there's all sorts of dirt out there that you're hiding, maybe don't further validate that. Maybe don't say, I love this guy who's most known for being besties with Epstein and all the allegations against him. I have allegations too. He's got allegations. I have allegations too. And it's the party of common sense. In the party of common sense, we endorse alleged pedophiles and we do it with a smile on our face. Oh my word. Okay. Out of touch much? I don't know. You guys tell me. All right. Let's keep going. He also posed this. Patton, Trump, MacArthur. Didn't they win their wars? There's a 0% chance we win this war with Iran. It is all over, but the admission that we lost. And he has the nerve. It's classic Trump. It is like never play defense, always go on the offense, be fully postmodernist and rewrite your own narrative and repeat it until everybody just accepts it because it's been, shoved down their throat. I mean, how does he keep getting away with this shit? How does he keep it? It's astonishing. Dealing with somebody who is this disconnected from the facts on the ground, comparing himself to historic generals. And by the way, also, to note for the record, this is the motherfucker who said, I can't go to Vietnam, I have bone spurs. Remember that? He said, my personal Vietnam was dodging STDs, which implies he was involved in fucking orgies and shit, which there's evidence from Katie Johnson, the allegations against Trump, the 13-year-old who accused Trump of all sorts of horrific sexual crimes, including rape. She said it was basically like an orgy that they were at. Sort of adds up, doesn't it? Sort of adds up. All right. He also said this. Stop and think about the fact that he's focusing on this issue at this moment with everything else going on. He says, for far too long, radical climate activists attempted to hold our great country hostage by drastically and unreasonably expanding the intended scope of the Endangered Species Act. Oh my God, bro. Every day it's like, hey, we decided to use more glyphosate in this country, which is going to give everybody cancer. Hey, we decided to dump a bunch of coal ash into our fresh water systems. Hey, we decided to let the food companies poison you and make you have watery explosive diarrhea because we're not checking for cyclospora anymore. Like, you go down the list of all the ways. Every decision dead wrong and horrible for you. And now, instead of doing something about grocery prices, doing something about gas prices, ending his illegal wars, arresting Epstein pedophiles, he's out there going, the Endangered Species Act, we got to crack down on it. It's horrible. It's terrible. We don't like it.
Let me look into what the Endangered Species Act actually does and why he wants to crack down on it.
Endangered Species Act.
Yeah, so essentially, you want to scale back the endangered species to reduce federal regulations. That's it. Another attempt to reduce regulations. So this is what happens when you put a millionaire corporatist in office. They make you unsafe. So let me just give you an explanation of what the Endangered Species Act actually does, and then we'll go back to the video. And so the Endangered Species Act, let me just increase this real quick. The landmark U.S. environmental law passed in 1973 is designed to prevent extinction and help imperil plants and animals recover. So it lists certain plants and animals as endangered, and it protects their habitats. It creates recovery plans. It regulates trade. So all the things that we learn in growing up about endangered species and how we try to protect that, I'll just throw that shit out the window because we need to make more money than we already making. Basically, what's going on here. And that brings me to another video I want to share with y'all. Give me 1 second before we go back to that called takedown of Trump. Let me show you something real quick. Our guy Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's made his own comments. And he's a guy who tries to stay apolitical. He tries to not get involved in politics. He's all about science and what's rationally best for moving science forward, right? Can y'all see this? 1 second. Actually, you know what? I'm fucked up. Let me move this back. All right. Hold on.
Vacuum, scientific vacuum that is descending upon the United States. And that has consequences. I'm not here to tell people who to vote for or what to vote for or who your candidate is. It has nothing to do with this. It has to do with an if-then statement. If you're okay with the United States losing its scientific leadership, especially in the physical sciences, if you're okay with that, you will get the country you voted for. And that country is one where we will no longer innovate because our greatest innovations are based on the frontier science that's way beneath them, hidden from the daily news reports, hidden from what you see and hear about as you surf the internet. That goes away. We lose the foundation of our innovations, and the United States fades on the world stage. And they will do things that will impress us, just as we did things my entire life growing up that impressed the world. We went to the moon. Nobody else was close to going to the moon. As a scientist, it kind of doesn't matter who's making the advances because the fields of science move forward. But as an American, I like baseball, I eat hot dogs, and I eat apple pie. Yeah, I'm American. It kind of hurts to watch this hard-earned leadership evaporate. We will be less secure, less healthy, and less wealthy because some community of people who influence what this country is do not see the value of science deep below all of that.
And this goes before we continue. This goes into what you were saying yesterday about how they want us to be stupid.
Yeah. There's no incentive to make us smart. You know what I'm saying? No incentive to make us smart.
But do you think that a society with the dumb because if we become like philosophically, if we become a society of propaganda, we become North Korea to me. Like, we become the shiny, dumb version of North Korea. North Korea, I really don't know how much science they have going on there, and it might be better than us. I don't know, but all I know is that they're inundated with propaganda constantly. So when we're going through these Trump stories, this is the reality he's trying to force feed you guys, right? I always say there is a life after Trump. So like I'm praying that we wake up, that hey, we turn the corner and we start to see that there's value in science, there's value in education, there's value in protecting our environment. So there's a value in regulating companies so that we can be healthy. Because if not, we are all going to be, how you put, reliant on the world stage, on what they do outside of America to impact our lives in a positive manner, just like other countries are. We move from a first world country to a second world country. Are you muted?
Oh, absolutely. And they don't mind. They don't mind that. Again, we talked about it, bro. If they continue to keep 1 billion people on a hamster wheel, that helps promote and elevate. We just spoke the numbers. We're the only democracy in the entire world that has this much money that doesn't have universal health care. We're the only country that promotes capitalism as much as we do and have the wealth gap as big as we do, we're the only democracy. So when they talk about make America great again, I believe they want make America in a slave state again,
Mm.
because then we'll be able to go ahead and mass produce and become a real world power, because we'll have nobody here but just chattel slaves.
Yeah, it's a new form of it, right? And it's just we are more willing we're willing to be that.
Yeah,
You know, we're
yeah.
more, so
They're
because you guys
more willing, and they don't care who runs away at this point.
exactly.
There's no. But to your point, we talk about the privatization of prison all the time. We talk about lobbyists all the time. Man, look what they did to TAC down there in Texas, bro. You know what I'm saying? They are you for Texas right now. I think they're giving 10 years for a gram of weed, which is ridiculous.
Meanwhile, they're making a whole bunch of money trying to make, their own farms, their own plantations of weed, while
Or not,
decriminalizing it.
or we got to fill up these prisons somehow. And big alcohol, who's been here for the longest, is not trying to have big pharmaceutical weed step on their territory. We have a generation that are drinking way less, like
Yeah,
a
yeah, true.
generation that does not pour their money into the bottle, right? So therefore, you have a ton of alcohol distribution centers and everything like that who are losing the money. It's just like big tobacco. Big tobacco had to figure out how to figure, and big tobacco was trying to, again, was pushing against marijuana. So like when we're talking about creating slavery and 13th Amendment, bro, they trying to fill up these prisons, and they gotta do so. You know what I'm saying? Like they gotta do so, and they gotta figure out how to do it as we got more smart and more diligent about, amending laws and getting cannabis, passed. Now they're doubling down on the other stuff like TACP, or all the other cannabinoids and everything like that. So the alternative. So if you don't go to big, wherever the money goes into, you can't go on the side, because they actually, we just talked about how they trying to take that black market out, or the little guys out who
Mhm.
can't pay the fee, who can't pay the regulations. So yeah, man, just something like that would change the dynamic of how that state generates money now. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So
yeah. I think we have to be aware more consciously and more socially, more politically aware on a massive scale. I get it. Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's apolitical and all that stuff, but clearly he knows what's
he
going
knows what's
on.
going on.
He
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
what's
yeah,
going
yeah, yeah.
on.
Yeah,
So like we
yeah.
get it. You care about science, but you don't care until like it hits you that way. So you're not going to publicly say, "Hey, I endorse this candidate, I endorse that candidate," because you're all about the science. But we're getting to a point where like you gotta pick a side and you gotta be vocal about it. And that's where I have a kind of a little bit of an issue with people like I don't want to get into politics and all that stuff. It's like you gotta be vocal to some degree because you're watching your life and country and society slip into the hands of just being commoditized by a few billionaires, a few top people in the world who are making tons of money off of you, and you're getting lied to while it's happening. And I think that because no matter what, money is a commodity that's created by man. So they can lie to you on the worth of your money while you are literally being valued as what a slave was back in the 1600s, It could get to that point where you're making less than a slave would make on a plantation, but your income is $100,000. But comparably, if you keep going this direction, your money's getting devalued every single year with the way this country is going. So you end up being in a first world country with where people are making a ton of money, billions and millions on the stock market, but you can't participate in that as a slave in a third world country that because your reality's third world. Your reality's third world while they get to prance around and display themselves and market America as a first world country. That's the reality we're going towards. And that's why we got to understand that we are the power. People are the power. And I get it. The more and more we talk about Trump and politics, it's easy to be like, oh, that's what they wanted. That's what it's going to be. But we just saw with Abdul Saeed. He went up against a campaign of 69, nearly 70 million against him, and he ended up winning. He won by 1 point, but he did it. He did it. So whatever you think is impossible, if you win by 1 point, you can do it. We could reverse Texas laws in education. We could reverse the deregulation of science and deregulation of the Endangered Species Act, all these things, as long as we stay in the know. Because a lot of times these things happen under the radar, and we're just moving on with our life, trying to pay bills, and while our money devalues. Yeah. And we have no reason why things are so hard. And we just keep on trying to fight within the system without even knowing why the causes or why things are going bad for us. And then we want to blame one person, whether it's the president or whether it's a Democrat or Republican. Partially, we got to blame ourselves for allowing this. Real talk. We have to partially blame ourselves for allowing this to get to the point where we get to feed on propaganda on every single news channel and not have a real conversation anymore. And we allowed this. We are able to fight online about Democrat, Republican, and even like the smallest things without really diving into the factualities of what's happening and bills being passed currently. So every now and then, yeah, I throw in a Trump watch day because it's important even if we don't have power to change it, to be aware so we can continue to move forward. So let's continue with this video. There's a couple of things he gets into that I think we are kind of crazy, but let's continue with that.
Says this was complete and total regulatory overreach by unelected bureaucrats. They treated Trump and they're calling Congress on a regular basis going, why won't you repeal the Endangered Species Act? Maybe that'll make it so I can afford gas and groceries. Okay, let's keep going. He does an interview with Fox News, and here's just some of his greatest hits from that interview.
I think any community that turns down AI is making a big mistake.
Real finger on the pulse type shit, isn't it? Real finger on the pulse. There is a revolution brewing in this country. People are furious about these data centers stealing our water, polluting everything, the noise pollution, right? The hogging all the energy on the energy grid and leading to blackouts and brownouts, increasing climate change, the promise that the data centers will build AI that's going to take everybody's jobs. Like, all of this going on. He's like, data centers are great. They're wonderful. I like to replace all my voters with data centers. Let's have more data centers everywhere. And then he's just going to lie about it. Here we go.
I think any community that turns down AI is making a big mistake because your taxes are going to go way down. If you own a house, it's going to be more valuable.
The exact opposite is true. Look at Memphis with Elon Musk's Grok data center. People there their houses are worth like nothing now because nobody wants to move next to a data center. You get actual pollution and noise pollution all the fucking time. It hogs all the energy. You'll have your power will go out randomly. Oh my God.
It's a tremendous thing, and I see it. It's almost like there's a campaign against data centers, but data centers. If you look at the stats, everything's good around them.
Oh yes, that's right. Give me my book of stats, please. Turn to page 17. Everything is good around data centers. Oh, thank you. Like, what does that even mean? He doesn't even know what that means. He just says shit because he's paid by these people. He's owned by the Epstein class. He's owned by the billionaires. Do you not see it yet?
We're doing an unbelievable job. Costs are coming way down. I inherited, they talk about...
Costs are up.
Costs. I inherited very, very high costs.
They're way higher now.
And they're all coming down now.
They're not coming down now. That's not true at all.
The food, the groceries.
That's all going up.
It's all coming down.
It's all going up.
Great job. You know, I think we should be given an A+ on the economy.
We've seen numbers. I believe we've seen numbers in the 20s when it comes to his approval on inflation and his approval on the.
Real quick.
Yeah.
And this is the type of stuff that frustrates me because we get guys like Bill Maher like yesterday, and he knows this guy's a fucking liar, but rails against people trying to make a change. Rails against them publicly. So you have a show where you can actually do the work and fact check the president that you know is lying. The first thing you said was he tells 1,000 lies, but what you choose to do is get on the people and smear them as communists who are trying to make a change, get money out of politics, trying to, give people health care. And we get to watch this on Fox News where he gets to just say whatever the fuck he wants. It's outrageous to me that people don't try to feed through the nonsense, and they actually are trying to really, they're helping this country move towards that reality where we are just a propaganda state. We're just a propaganda state. And I appreciate Kyle for because he's one of the few people who constantly checks this shit. And people like us who are going to constantly check this shit and do our due diligence, do our own research. We do a live here on the pod. It's infuriating though that we see our mainstream media that they don't tend to push back at all, and they allow the conversation to be what it is. I'm not gonna get too worked up because obviously we know what they're doing. It's all about money. They get paid, so we're aware of that. But man, the absurdity in these statements about data centers, by our president, chief of staff, whatever you want to fucking call him, bro. Commander-in-Chief.
Baby.
Commander-in-Chief.
Commander-in-Chief, yeah, Commander-in-Chief. That guy.
And then we see, we've done our own reporting, we've done our own research, me, you, and Chris, and we've seen what AOC has gone to places to see their water, like in person, not like just get some Elon Musk conversation you had telling you that, yeah, everything's good. Everything's good for data centers. Not when that same guys are paying you. Now you get to come on here as president and tell all your 65 to 80-year-old grandmas and uncles and grandpas and make them believe in this data center nonsense when we know the dangers of this. So so it goes back to what Neil deGrasse Tyson saying, we're going to have less money, less healthy, less safe. It's just a propaganda tool to make us believe this, and he's driving us straight down that reality path.
Boy Donnie. It's our boy Donnie, man.
Economy. And he's saying we get an A+. Oh my days. This is disturbing even for him with his constantly making shit up. This is disturbing.
I think we should be given an A+ on the economy, but I think that's coming. People are starting to talk about it.
I sure love this economy. Like 90% of the country is already in a recession.
What point do you say enough? And there's no coming back for Iraq.
Well, I have plenty of time.
He's saying I have plenty of time for his illegal war with Iran to continue. Oh, man. Okay, it gets better. Trump says his poll numbers are, quote, the best they have ever been. And why wouldn't they be? In fact, he almost posts a verbatim thing that he posted the other day that we talked about. This is like Groundhog Day. We talked about this the other day. He reposted the same thing almost verbatim. My real polling numbers are the best they have ever been. And why wouldn't they be? Okay, ready? I showed you this. Look, here's his actual poll numbers. His disapproval is 60.6%, and his approval is 36%. That's the average, y'all. That's the average. That's not one outlier low poll. The outlier low poll is 30%. The average is 36. A high in this bitch is like 39 or 41. Okay? He is despised across this country at a time when his polling is the worst it has ever been. Tied or maybe just below where it was after he tried to do a literal insurrection and a coup with January 6th. He's going, everybody loves me. It's so phenomenal. Everybody loves me. I've never been more popular. Meanwhile, the exact opposite is true. It is dangerous to have somebody this mental in this position. It's dangerous. It's dangerous because he's liable if he's not willing to accept even the most obvious facts of reality. What is he liable to do? I told you, with somebody who's a malignant narcissist like Trump, he wants to take the world with him when he's no longer around, right? Like, these people don't think the world exists beyond themselves. He's 80, he's obese, his health is failing him, his mental health is failing him, his physical health is failing him. So he's cooked. And he looks around and he goes, why should anybody else be able to live beyond me? And when you see somebody who's willing to lie to this extent, what else is he willing to do? Ask yourself that question. All right, he also released a fucking AI slop video of a MAGA supporter in a hoodie marching through the White House as a TV declares that Trump made history. Again, as his approval rating is in the fucking toilet, he's posting shit like this.
We come to this place for MAGA to fight, 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 and win, win, win. Because we need that, all of us. The indescribable feeling we get when we hear the national anthem. And stand together, stronger than ever before. Under this administration, we're going somewhere we've never been. We aren't just watching history, we're making it. Rebuilding our country better than ever. A country where we don't do heartbreak, we do victory. An America that is safer, more secure, more prosperous. And any setbacks that stand in our way simply makes the comeback that much sweeter. Welcome to the golden age.
Do you understand how...
I know you fucking lied, bro.
Yeah.
The fuck was that? The fuck is that? That's weird. That's weird. Is that guy supposed to be like Nicole Kidman or something in the AMC like preview? You know that shit?
But I don't. These people are weird, bro. These people are like, I don't know what they're trying to do, bro. These niggas are weird, bro.
Yeah. They're beyond the pale at this point. It's at this point, we're in the end game. Like we're in the end game now. Like this is absolutely bizarro land. Bizarro land. There's no form of reality. There's no even attempt to try to be, real. He also went out and smeared anybody that didn't support him as a threat to the country. This is the president that's supposed to be leading the entire country, and he says anybody who's a Democrat or supports a Democrat or doesn't support me specifically is a threat to the entire country. And then they want to say the left is a radical, violent rhetoric that causes there to be these attempt at assassinations. And even though the people who went for the assassinations are these, white gun-toting men who you guys seem to protect at any given time, and then go to say it's mental health issues. Doesn't matter if it's a black church. Doesn't matter if it's a child's preschool in Sandy Hook. Doesn't matter if it's Charlie Kirk, or it doesn't matter if it's Trump. You guys are going to defend the right to guns and all that stuff, then demonize the left, while the president of the United States gets to say that anybody who doesn't support him is a threat to the country. Me and Chris, I think that might have been the last time we talked about Trump, we dissected him, and we also dissected fascism. And I want y'all to know something. Everything you just watched in this video is play by play, bar for bar, a fascist tactic. Every single thing we saw with Trump. Every single thing parallel to what we discussed explained as fascism. So I just want y'all to be aware. I know it's not easy to, but it's important to. And as we go towards the midterms, do not support any candidate that tries to tell you otherwise. This country's in a bad place, and we have to rehabilitate this shit. And that starts with you being conscious of what's going on, knowing who locally to support. So, I mean, me and Chris will do our due diligence on our ends, and I'm gonna bring to you our local candidates. I mean, not that it's gonna affect you guys, but as an example, as we get to the midterms, I will be looking at every single candidate locally and let you know why I support what candidate. Doesn't matter if it's a school board, doesn't matter if it's the freaking county controller. And I want y'all to do the same because in due time, these are the people that are going to be running your country, you know, if they continue down this path of politics. And it's important that they have the right ethics, moral compass. We can't keep trying to vote and put our dollars and money behind and campaign for people who we just see on TV for years, like Trump. This is a complete shit show. The only reason why he's been president twice is because he was in the media for the entire 90s with hotels here in New York City, a hotel in Atlantic City. Didn't matter what scandals he had, he became a celebrity. We got to stop going after the celebrity candidate. I think that we got to go away from Trump completely. We used to say we want a Trump celebrity on the Democratic side. No, we don't. We don't want no more celebrities. We want real people who are going to fix real problems for real Americans. That's all I got for y'all on this Trump watch today. And as always, there you go. What you say?
No, I was saying I was asking you what you got when you were saying as always. I thought you had something else
I approve this
lined up.
message. I just played the Trump watch. Tag. I approve this message. Not sure if y'all heard it, but yeah, maybe you didn't hear it, but yeah, I played it on OBS.
Yeah, I can't hear the joint, man. That be bothering me.
As always,
man.
I approve this message. Yes, that's all. It's out of here. But yeah. Any last words for you on this matter?
No, man. I don't really
I know
bang
you
with
got
that orange man. Like that nigga. You say we can't bail him out by saying he crazy, but he crazy and he bought and he nasty. So niggas got him blackmailed and him that he gotta do whatever anybody say right now.
Okay.
He gotta do whatever anybody say right now. Like he under the gun with Netanyahu. You know what I'm saying? We already found out that he used to do nasty stuff in Russia. He tied in with Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer who got him that. Like, this nigga is just, but he's not Teflon though. He is just a meat shield right now. Like, I can't even call him Teflon because when he is able to be disposed after he's done everything that they told him to do, then they will find another dumbass nigga who wants celebrity like Marco Rubio, and they'll just put his ass in the motherfucking chair.
But he can't get in the chair without our support. We need people to wake the fuck up and realize what the fuck is going on.
Mark, the greatest thing about that is that nobody has the charisma like this nigga Trump, and I know that's hard to praise. But nobody has the charisma. Like I mean, as old as Vince McMahon would be on television, he would know his character.
He's disarming. Low key. Trump is very disarming. He can say something that's really crazy and it sounds like it's just a normal thing because what he talks is very funny, so that's what it is. Like, he's just very disarming because when he says shit, either you're going to laugh at it because it's crazy or you're going to believe it because, he's bold enough to say it. Yeah, I think the same way. That's how it comes off.
When he said, I don't care about the American people. Never did, never will. Never cared about the American people. Only thing I care about is Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. He said it. And niggas either said, he said it, and other niggas be like, "You heard this nigga say it." Them the only two. That's the only two ways you receive it.
He's crazy out here. Moving along, guys. I know Chris is gonna be excited about this conversation. Gotta feed my guy on some NFL sports conversations, man.
To the fun stuff, baby.
Yeah. It's fun stuff, baby. All right, let's check out the depth charts for the NFL teams. Right now, it is August 5th. We are in the middle of training camp, and I think tomorrow is the first NFL game, right? The Hall of Fame game?
Yes, Hall of Fame game, baby.
Hall of Fame
We
game tomorrow.
are now without a week of football.
Yeah. From now on, we're here. So football is gonna be here for a while now. We're back in the season time, and I figure it'll be nice to. I knew my
Hey,
guy was
shout
gonna
out to
make
Miss Rachel, man. I'm so happy today. Hey, I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
So if you're here,
Nothing's gonna bring me down today.
So yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know if Miss Rachel tracks like that, but props to Miss Rachel.
If you say Free Palestine, the no world should be alive. I watch her show a million times.
Yeah, word. Nah, you are definitely gonna be living with Miss Rachel for the foreseeable future. So let's see how with the youngins. Let's see how this goes. So we're gonna review all the depth charts on the league, and we're going to see. I'm going to try to rank them. If at the very least, I'm going to tell you who I think is coming out on top of each.
Are we doing it by division? We're doing
it by division. We're going to do division. Okay. So let's go ahead and check it out. We'll start from the bottom over here. NFC West. Got Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams, San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks. I already told you, I think the Rams might win the Super Bowl this year. But let's check out the depth charts. We're going to start with the quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. Backup is Gardner Minshew. Third string, Carson Beck. All right. Running back, Jeremiah Love. He's a stud, but I don't think it's enough. Got Marvin Harris Jr., Chris, wide receiver crush.
Yeah,
one of them.
He not. Yeah, one of them. He not holding it. He's not holding it down like I need him to in preseason. But it's training camp. But it's training camp. But hands looking a little buttery. Looking a little buttery.
Michael Wilson. I'm not familiar with. Is he a rookie?
No, Michael Wilson.
Yeah. Okay. He's been here for a minute.
That's not Michael Pittman, is it? Oh no, that's Michael Wilson.
No, he got 1,000 yards last year. So I gotta give him some credit. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't been on. I'm not familiar with his game. So that's not good. I know he got 1,000 yards, so I gotta give him his respect. And you got Kendrick Bourne. Last year he put up 551 yards. He's a good third string. So I like the wide receiver core. Tight end Trey McBride.
Core is poo.
The wide receiver core is Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, Kendrick Bourne. They got Devin Duvernay, Xavier Weaver, Reggie Virgil. I'm not going to address the rest of the people. Sorry.
That's fourth in that division. That's fourth. We're talking about it. That's talking about wide receiver core. Like a wide receiver. That's fourth. I can off the top of my head. I know.
Okay.
Rams is
they got the best tight end.
And Devontae. You sure?
You may have noticed that.
They got the best tight end. Trey McBride is the best tight end in this division. Let's
not. George Kittle's in that division, bro.
George Kittle's old. He's not that guy anymore. He's amazing. I said George Kittle was better than freaking Travis Kelce for the longest. But let's look at George Kittle's stats last year. Let's and compare him to Trey McBride. Let's not even play, because we got the stats right here. We can go ahead and look this up. Look, George Kittle. You guys gonna keep on fucking playing this fucking video? Stop it. All right.
Yes,
so
he is.
George Kittle.
Meet me up every time.
God damn! I can't even open the freaking tab. All them talking shit. All right, 628 yards, 7 touchdowns, 11 average. We got over here. Trey McBride.
Trey McBride had a really good season last year.
You may have noticed that.
He won a triple crown for tight ends last year.
Exactly. So he's the best
I
tight end in
mean,
this division.
he respect. Just get respect.
No, not respect. Tell me what you feel. If you don't agree, then you don't agree. We can debate here. We don't have to.
My thing is I like Trey McBride. I think Trey McBride is a really big weapon. I like him. He had a really good year. But I'm gonna be honest, like, you know, when Jeremy Shockey has a good year for the Giants, he has a good year for the Giants. Still not better than Jason Witten. That button hook's gonna get me 7 yards when I need 7 yards on the first down. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, or like we can look over time as I don't know. I can't really see the stats for like
He's
the
had
year before.
yeah, this is it right here. He's had 2 great years. That's why. That's why I'm saying
Right.
that. This is 2 back to back. He's only he's only how old is he? They don't have the age here. He's 26. Okay, 26 years old.
Yeah, it's 26.
He's been in the league for this will be his 5th
Four
year coming
years.
up.
This is the 5th year. Yep.
You know, so 825 is a really good year for his
So
sophomore
he's
season.
gonna reset the market for tight
For
ends.
tight ends, 100%. I think that
Absolutely.
I think he's gotten better every single year, and I think last year was the breakout season. I think that we have established because I was gonna freaking get him in fantasy draft 2024, but I skipped on him. But I was like, oh shit, he went crazy. Look at him now, he went even crazier to 2025. He right now is looking like the best tight end, not just in this division, in the NFL. You know, so I just want to keep it a buck. I gotta give the guy his credit. It doesn't mean that Arizona is gonna be the conference leader.
I didn't say that, but I'm just saying Kittle got hurt last year and only played 11 games and still put up 628 and 7 tugs, nigga. Like he still has 7 games that he could have went out there and 8. You know what I mean? Like, so I do want to and he had 1,100 yards this season before. So like,
Okay.
I just want to let everybody know that it's
Yeah.
a real battle in that division. And if Kittle's healthy, I'm still taking. I know he's a little long in the tooth,
That's
but
fair.
I'm still taking Kittle as the best tight end.
And that's why I don't want you to be like respect. I want you to tell me how you feel. That's a fair point. You know, but yeah, I'm taking McBride. I'm on the McBride train. I think he got it. But that's not enough. Not enough.
That's not enough, and that defense is not good. That Cardinals defense is not good at all.
I can't tell you about the offensive line. I really don't know enough. But their
There's
defense,
not a name on there that you know.
Paris Johnson, I know.
You said who?
Paris Johnson Jr. He's left tackle.
Paris Johnson Jr. Now I wonder what his PFF ranking is for left tackles and see how he ranks. Because if he ain't top 15, he's a bottom feeder as a left tackle for a rookie quarterback and who's there? Jacoby Brissett, you says there?
Yeah, Brissett. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Now,
he's stationary. He ain't on a move. So
nigga, it's either Brissett or Beck, nigga. And like take your pick.
So his pass blocking grade last year was 77.1. Paris Johnson, if you want to see it right here. But his overall was 76.6. Run blocking was 72. So he's not like elite, but he's in the middle of the pack. So as left tackle. So you might be right on his performance. So yeah, when it comes to Arizona defense, you mentioned them. The best player on their defense is Josh Sweat, and he's out. Nah, Buda Baker is they got Buda Baker.
Buda Baker need to get up out of there.
Unless like some of these young cats like step up, they might not have a really good season.
Nope.
Yeah. So
Not
enough. Yeah, not enough. It's not enough.
Well, I mean, I think Arizona might be, if we be in a buck, Arizona might tank to get a quarterback. It's a deep quarterback draft.
Yeah.
They don't have a quarterback. They got a bridge quarterback in Brissett right now. Carson Beck, I think they drafted him in the 3rd round, 4th round, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, you know, that's normally not your quarterback of the future. I mean, you could find value in a quarterback who's played in 2 national championships and who is an elder statesman really coming out of college. But to me, I think Carson Beck is like AJ McCarron. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll never be what he'll you know. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't think Carson Beck is a pro. You know what I'm saying? So as far
Okay.
as like the Cardinals, I think they're bottom of the division.
Yeah, I think so too.
The,
I think so
I
too.
think the Niners are second out from
Exactly.
the
That's what
bottom.
you were talking about, George Kittle, and I come here, and yeah, he's still out with his injury. So I'm looking at their backup tight ends. I don't know any of the names. They got Debo. They got Mike Evans, who went over there. Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy. The weapons I'm looking at look to be old. That's awful. First glance, the weapons feel like they are old.
It's we have to compete championship or bust.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what that is.
and it seems like there's a lot of injuries on this squad that people have been talking about. Already snake bitten. The best players they got are injured right now.
Yeah,
Yes, Christian Kirk.
Ricky Parcells out for the rest of the year. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Well, from the nagging PCL injury, so he got to go get rescoped, and he's done.
Nick Bosa's
Um,
coming off of injury. He's questionable.
Fuck that
Michael
MAGA guy.
Williams he's still injured. So I think he's a rookie. Michael
I
Williams,
mean, linebacker core looked pretty stout though, with
Fred Warner.
Greenlaw, Fred Warner, and Michael coming back. You know what I'm saying? So it looked real healthy.
Yeah. So the linebackers,
It
I fuck
looked
with that. Yeah. Um, Brock Purdy. Sorry, Purdy.
Nate
And
Hobbs Nate Hobbs need to start or shit or get off the pot, bro. Like you continuously being second in the depth chart at cornerback. You know, I'm not really sure Renardo Green is better than him, but uh I mean having quarterback depth is good, but I really think Nate Hobbs has a lengthy, smart, cagey veteran corner. I would like him, especially with how again aggressive this wide receiver room is. Uh, in this wide receiver division is. I
okay,
would like him to be. I would like him to step up a little bit more. If that's
Nate
okay.
Hobbs. Yeah, he's been around for a bit, so we'll see. We'll see, but
Yeah,
he will like it. But it seems like he's a perennial backup corner as of right now. That's what it seems like to me. I don't even know that nigga's name. I'm just learning him right now. So respect to Nate Hobbs, but I'm not familiar with
that's
his
me
name.
being that's me being knee deep in Madden. You know what I'm saying? This is plenty of Madden drafts where I got names embedded
Nate
in my
Hobbs.
skull.
All right. Uh, let's go to Seattle. Let's see what they're looking like. What are that like? What the fuck, yo? Did I stop sharing by accident? My bad.
Yeah, you had went into a little deep loop real quick. That was crazy.
Can you see this?
No, it's I can see it in the preview.
The freak. All right, let me just go here and let me share it. Okay, so here's Seattle's depth chart. Sam Darnold, man, these are the champs, yo. Can they do it? Can they go back to back? Sam
Absolutely not.
Darnold, they got Drew Lock second string, and Jalen Milroe, who has not even gotten on the field yet. I'm still curious about his talent, but clearly they don't trust him enough to even be second string. So I'm just gonna just leave that where it is. Zach Charbonnet is their running back. They got Jadarian Price in the first round, I believe, or yeah. So he's their upstart rookie running back to replace Kenneth Walker. They got one of the best wide receivers in the league, Jackson Smith and Jigba, wish he was a Jet. But and then they got Rashid Shaheed still. They got Cooper Cup still. Yeah, they look good, man. They looking good. Like we'll see if they can keep the Charles Cross is a good tackle. Yeah. So I like what I'm seeing here. But I just still feel like
No, that D line crazy, nigga. What
and D line is crazy. D line is crazy.
nigga? What Nigga,
But is it?
what?
But is
Leonard
it?
Williams, Gerald Reed, Byron Murphy
But
the
it
second.
is not gonna be more crazy than LA Rams. Like in my opinion, they can't compete
Well,
with LA Rams defensive line.
well, I mean, it's the totality though, because I hear you with that, but then you go and look at those linebackers, bro. You got, Ernest Jones the fourth, who's real nasty. You know what I'm saying? They secondary is really lock strong. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I know the Rams went after, and they shored up their secondary as well. So I mean, the Rams, for all intents and purposes, oh, they have an absolutely. I know I used it before, but let's not do that. They absolutely have a win now roster, the Rams, because there's no way in the world they look and see that their division their division rival, won the title, right? There's no way that they can look at that and feel comfortable and
Yeah,
not want to slay the dragon per se, because they
yeah,
play twice a year anyway, and they played in the playoffs, right? You know what I mean? Like, so it was really a battle. It was battle tested.
it was. It
They
was.
and
I gotta hand it to Seattle last year. They played like a real team. Really came together. If they can do, it's kind of like Seattle and the New York Knicks had the same kind of championship, you know, just timing and chemistry that it felt like a full team effort, that really brought y'all to the championship and succeeded in, achieving it. Like who saw Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, winning a championship at the beginning of the year? Nobody did. It was,
exactly.
a team effort. But here we are with the response is the Rams and what they did. I mean, they did pick up Ty Simpson in the first round, so that's controversial. But with Matthew Stafford, look at his age. He's 38. No, wait, no, yeah, he's 38 years old. I think
Nah,
that,
keep that page up. You should have scrolled over so niggas can see he threw a 4,700, 46 tugs, and 8 interceptions. The nigga was phenomenal.
yeah,
The
he
nigga
was.
was absolutely what a 71 completion percentage. The nigga was out of his mind. You know what I'm saying? So I think Stafford, him winning the Super Bowl and then him winning MVP, uh absolutely solidifies the Hall of Fame career. I don't think he needs to. I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't
I
think
don't
so
think I
either.
don't I don't
I
think he
don't think
needs
so
to.
either.
I think that MVP last year was I think that was Hall of Fame stamping right there.
Yeah, he's Hall of Fame for sure. It's over. So here's the thing though. Now you know you're Hall of Fame. Do you have that fire, that hunger to get another championship? And I'm not trying to, judge anybody's fire, because he's been
No,
in the league for
I think Matt does. I don't know if you paid
yeah.
attention when you mentioned about the Ty Simpson drafting. He's like, yo, I don't know what them niggas thought. Give me my chicken and give me my team. Nigga, I'm
Yeah.
here to lead. Like, he was not for this mentoring shit that they thought he was going. Fuck all that little bro shit that y'all want me on. Nigga, I am
Did
not
did you?
with that.
I didn't hear him talk about that. But you saw him talk about that.
Yeah, yeah, of course they've asked him about, the quarterback room is pretty stacked with type system there. How are you preparing? He's like, I'm preparing to lead this team. Great quarterback room, great, but my job is to lead this team.
Okay.
So like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then shortly after, to make it up for him, they gave him the contract extension, got his money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
and they reassured him, by again, you got Puka, you got Devontae. You have Kyron Williams, who set
Kyron,
off the
yeah.
running back, who set off the running back market the year before last, or I think 2 years before, when he got his money, pushed the Bills to give James Cook to give his money,
But
which
more than
then pushed.
anything, I'm looking at
What'd you
that
say?
defense.
Yeah, defense. The
Trent
defense is
McDuffie, Miles Garrett,
yeah. It's a old.
shit,
It's a
Cam
old.
Curl, Quentin Lake,
It's a
they're all
it's an
good.
old defense. It's an old defense though.
Byron Young, Poona Ford. Yeah, yeah, but and there's rumors of Aaron Donald coming back into this. Sometimes the old defense can, really do some things, man. I mean, if you look at Quentin Lake, he's not super old. He's 27. I know that their safeties are pretty old. He's 27 too, Cam Crow. Um, but yeah, the line, you got Byron Young, he's 28. You know, Omar
And don't
Spence,
get me and don't get me wrong, is
25,
that that
25 years
that
old.
that 27,
Nate
28,
Landman,
that's not
27.
necessarily old per se, but realistically, like, you do have you do have the potential to you have the experience, but you got exactly Puna
Pulling
Four
force
is
30.
30.
Yeah.
Nigga, like, man,
I
yeah,
mean,
you
that's
talking about, but you saying Puna
Kitchens is
Four is supposed
23.
to,
Safety.
what'd you say?
Cameron Kitchens is 23. Like, to me, that's not an
Yeah,
old
but that's
defense to
the
me.
but 20 again. That's the youngest person on our defense at 23.
Yeah, but like if you look at everybody, if you on the average it out, they're looking around 26 as an average. So to me, there's definitely older defenses, and I think we just talked about one in Seattle. Was it Seattle and San
No,
Francisco?
San Fran is old. I'm not sure if Seattle has an old defense, which I think makes them competitive because again, they have them on the cheap, if I'm not
Miles
mistaken.
Garrett is only
Uh,
32, man. He's not even like. I guess you're right. Yeah, he's older, but he still got some juice in him, like ready to go. I mean, not older. He's not even as old as I thought he was. I thought he was gonna be older than that.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
again, the 30 is not old, but my thing with that is like if Aaron Donald comes back, right? Aaron Donald moves around on that line, but realistically, Aaron Donald's not coming back to play the grueling season of 18 games. Aaron Donald probably would like to play after their bye week, and then let me then play the back my way into the playoffs, and then I'll give you everything I have on the playoff run. So with that being said, Puna's going to have to hold it down for that first half, and then also be able to be healthy enough to spell throughout that year. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, I mean, I hear what everybody's saying, the excitement about Aaron Donald, but the Rams is the easiest. I don't like talking about the easy because they put all the money into it. They went and made the trade for Miles Garrett. They already had Aaron Donald laying in the weights. Like it absolutely makes them a runaway favorite. Only for them if they fall on their face for we to be like, oh well, they were old. And I'm trying to get out in front of that right now.
okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not gonna say they're old if they fall on their face personally, but I hear where you're coming from. But yeah, in that division, I have them. I have out of Arizona, out of Seattle, San Francisco. I'm going with I'm going with the Rams. I'm going with the Los Angeles Rams for the winner of this division. Who you got?
I mean, I'm gonna go with the Rams to win the division.
Got you. All right, cool.
I'm gonna go with the Rams to win the division.
Let's check out Atlanta. Let's say the NFC South real quick. All right, we're going with
Some dogs. Bijan got his money. Shout out to Bijan. As I was
uh,
stating, once Kyron Williams set the market, everybody started to get their chicken, but and Bijan was the last one to get it. So shout out to Bijan getting paid.
shout out to Bijan for sure. He deserves it for sure. So they got Tua. Michael Penix is gonna be the backup. He's actually injured right now. So it looks like they are going to go with Tua and see how it works. They got Bijan Robinson and Brian Robinson. So they got B Robs, B Rob, two B Robs in the
To
running
be
back room.
Robs.
Then they got Drake London and Zachariah Branch. Got Jahan Dotson, Lamade Zacchaeus. Looks like they have a decent wide receiver room. Kyle Pitts has got his money. He's their tight end. And then let's look at the defense. James Pierce Jr. Is he gonna make it or is he done?
No, I mean keep his nose clean. I'm pretty sure NFL love protecting and abusing.
Man. Okay.
You know.
AJ Terrell Jr. cornerback, and he got his brother on the same team, right? Avion Terrell's backing up the right.
Yep,
Yeah.
Avion's there. Yep, he got
All
his
right.
brother done. That's some real power, boy. You got your brother drafted, boy.
Yeah, that's fire. So
I mean,
yeah,
your brother was good enough though. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, he was up there, and as one of the top talents in cornerback. Jack Harrison, defensive end. I think it's okay. They took our kicker, Nick Folk. I wish I had him back. He was great, but it's okay. I don't know. Juwan Taylor, right tackle. I know him. Jake Matthews, left tackle. That might be able to be protected. Um, let's move on. Carolina Panthers.
I really like the Falcons. I play with them, right now, when I play with a lot of teams on. Well, I hit random, so I can't really say that, but
Exactly.
I can't really say. But no, when I get on there and they land on Atlanta, I don't get mad. You know what I'm
They
saying?
don't
They got
pop out to me as a contender yet. But let me see who they're competing against in the division. Um, Bryce Young, backup Kenny Pickett. Got Chuba Hubbard as the running back. Ted McMillan, he did great last year, man. Got to give it
Tat
to him.
nigga and Jimmy Horn. And he has a
And
dog
Jimmy
right
Horn.
there, boy.
Yeah. Jimmy Horn Jr. That's Junior. He's did he play last year?
Cool.
Jimmy Horn.
Yeah, he played a little bit.
You only got 100 yards, yo. Okay. Was he injured or something?
He played a little bit. No, he was just sporadic.
Okay.
They didn't really have him. They didn't really have him in the game. He didn't play much. I think he only played what was it, those 4 games? That was when he played. So
Okay.
yeah, but I'm watching him. I'm keeping an eye on him right now in camp,
Okay,
and
for sure.
he killing in camp right now. He killing.
Let's see. Yeah, he had one season, so yeah, he got time to grow. Um, we'll see. Yeah. They got Ted. They got Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker, and Xavier Legette. I'm sorry, I don't really believe in them as top receivers or starting receivers at this point. They may still pop off. They're still young.
Who
Jalen
is it?
Coker's 24.
Xavier?
Xavier Legette and Jalen Coker both are 25 and 20 and 24 years old. They're still young, but I have not seen nothing pop with them. And I'm just, you know, I'm gonna reserve my judgment. Um, Icky Aquano, he seems like he's a decent left tackle, but he's injured right now. So, yeah, it looks tough. He's
That's definitely and that offensive line is necessary for the continuation of growth of Bryce Young. I actually was just watching a Bryce Young interview with Cam Newton on fourth and one. Shout out to Cam and Pay.
welcome to
Yeah,
fourth and
so
one, where we always get by that time. Let the right there, that's a- Hey, hey. Shout out to
uh
Cam. Yeah.
so Bryce, Bryce going into year 4, he has stability at the head coach position right now. You know what I mean? And I see, just seeing you click it. They got Devin Lloyd. They invested in him. They
uh
paid him this off season coming from
Yeah.
Jacksonville, which I think is a big
I
loss for
wanted
Jacksonville.
Devin Lloyd so bad to come to
I'm
the
a big
Jets.
Jacksonville fan, boy. So they can't
I
take no
wanted Devin
L's.
Lloyd to come through, but yeah, they paid him.
And he
Yeah.
went where the chicken was at,
And
bro.
they
He had
also
some
got
chicken.
this guy
They
here.
got Jalen Phillips.
And they
Yeah,
got Dylan Phillips.
damn.
So the defense is looking okay.
And
Um,
JC Horn over there, and Jackson's on the other corner. Which I
J.C.
really
Horn.
like both of them. You know what I'm saying? They got some dogs at safety. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I really really like Carolina. I like Carolina. I like it, and
Hmm.
I don't know if you watch the Raw Room, that podcast, where they have some ex players on there. I forget the names of them. I know King Dunlap. Um, it's a linebacker that used to play. but he's the coach for Carolina. You know what I mean? So like during the
Yeah.
season when he would podcast, he would, talk about the team and bring film and give highlights to his players that was make some traction and stuff like that. So I fuck with them through proxy of that pod because the pod is good. But also, I'm a big fan of Ted. You want to talk about Devin Lloyd should have been a Jet, nigga? Fuck that. Ted should have been a Cowboy, nigga. I don't know, nigga. T-Mac should have been.
You don't need a wide receiver. Get out of here, man.
If we didn't hold on. This is before. If we didn't have George Pickens, yeah, CD and T-Mac, nigga. Crazy.
But it all worked out even better. I mean, CD and T-Mac would be cool.
No, it don't, because we would have got T-Mac on a rookie deal. We gotta either shit or get off the pot with George Pickens, boy. Like, you know what I mean? So I ain't trying to put $60 million in wide receivers, bro. I mean, although people are saying we have a historic. I know some really good people, some very, very, really good people who said that Caleb Downs, if there was to be a Hall of Famer out of this past draft, it would be Caleb Downs. So
I hate when they do that, man. They said the same thing about Jamal Adams, bro. And I want them to just chill out and let these kids play. We get it. Don't just say Hall of Famer. That fucks people up. But
Jamal had that potential though. I ain't gonna hold you. Jamal was on those Jets team that was in the AFC Championship game, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
Right?
Potential for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so if he cracks through as the leader on the back end of that defense on the Super Bowl run, like if he knocks off Brady, I know we're talking about what ifs, but like Jamal Adams had a chance. He had a chance. That was a good chance, and he was a good player, solid player. But yeah, I think, and I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I would take Jamal Adams right now at safety for the Cowboys.
No,
we ain't
he's
had.
He's a linebacker right now.
I'm saying if the career of Caleb Downs, I would take those high points of Jamal Adams at safety.
Of course you would. He was a strong safety really, because he can't the ball with him right in the hands and he has stone hands. He cannot intercept the ball for the life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so if I got Jamal Adams with hands, yeah, I think we got us a nice player. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
he don't have hands though. He didn't have hands.
No, Caleb Downs has hands.
So you're saying Jamal Adams at safety without hands? Yes. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Into Jamal with hands.
If he turns into Jamal Adams, I'm okay with that because we haven't had a Jamal Adams safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't had nobody on that back line to kind of.
We're gonna get to them. We're gonna get to them. So, yeah, because they're coming up soon. But real quick, New Orleans Saints, Tyler Show, Spencer Rattler, Zach Wilson.
No, Tyler Shaw, he good.
God damn, Tyler Show, Spencer Rattler, Zach Wilson. I don't know. I know he did it decent last year. We'll see if he can do it again.
I mean, second year with Kellen Moore, we'll see what he do. Got the offense second year, got the starting job, they got to beat out nobody. So you know what I'm saying.
Travis Etienne, Alvin Kamara's backup. Wow.
Yeah, bro. They got some dogs over there.
Alvin's been there for a minute. He's been there a long time.
But he just resigned too. He like, shit, give me my chicken, I retire Saint. I'll spell.
I fuck with him, man. I fuck with that, man. Alvin Kamara, man. He's great, man. He's been one of them ones for a long time.
Nigga, they got Oscar Delp over there. Oh, let's go.
He's been there his whole season, his whole career. I mean, damn.
Yeah,
that rarely happens.
In football, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out to Alvin Kamara and Saints. So yeah, Olave. He had 1,000 yards. Yeah. He got paid. Shout out to him. And then they brought in Jordan Tyson, another guy who I really wanted in this draft to be
shout out Jordan Tyson, brother.
Opposite of, Garrett Wilson. He seems like he could be a really good spark plug with this wide receiver core.
6'2", 203. That's a big body, pause.
Yeah, man. He's a little lanky though, so hopefully he can put some more pounds on, like just to bulk up over next year.
Oh, I'm for sure he'll get 10. Nigga, Travis Hunter got 10 more pounds this offseason. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get 10 pounds this offseason for sure.
Now we got the defense. Cameron Jordan's all the shit. He did get 10 sacks last year.
He old as fuck.
They got Chase Young. He also had 10 sacks last year.
Yeah, they defense was nice, bro. Saints was really good.
Kool-Aid McKinstry. Three interceptions. Pass per game, 17 pass per game is not bad. All right. He's doing his thing.
Jonas Sanker, he a dog too.
No blocker.
Huh?
Whoa. What is MB?
I said, what'd you say?
What's MB? Was that the nickel?
You said Nickelback, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Justin
Nickelback,
Reed.
yeah.
Oh, interesting. I like them more than the last two teams, low-key. They might do something.
I don't like them better than Carolina, but they nice.
Okay.
I
Let's
like
go to let's
Carolina.
go to Tampa Bay. Are they paying Baker?
No, nigga, get us over the hump. Fuck, nigga. You collapsed. You collapsed. You didn't win the division last year, bro. You did not win the division. I don't know why you talking like you won the division. You didn't win the division last year, cuz. Right? Am I mistaken? That they didn't win the division last year, right?
That's a good question. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think them niggas won the division.
Yep, the Panthers won.
Tampa won the division?
The Panthers, no.
Oh, Panthers, yeah. Panthers won. Yeah, I think Panthers had that playoff game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the Panthers won the division with like 8-9 or some shit like that. 9-8.
You got Luka. You got Chris Godwin. I like Ted Hurst. He's a rookie. I think he's gonna be good, and he got him as a backup to Mecca. Ashawn Robinson, defensive tackle. I like him. Ruben Bain picking him up. Yeah, they gotta prove themselves. You're right. They gotta prove themselves. They got picked up Alex Anzalone from Detroit.
Nigga, I'm not paying you, bro. You got too much talent, nigga. I'm not trying to hear
Antoine
that.
Winfield Jr. still there.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hear that.
Safety.
Like you keep,
Vita Vea, he's questionable. I don't know what's going on with him.
You want to get traded, nigga? Get me out of here. Get me out of here. But the defense is nice though. I can't.
Yeah, the defense looks good, man. They always had a good defense,
nice.
and this is Todd Bowles. So, I mean, Baker with a chip on his shoulder, he might do it. So I'm gonna go with Tampa. I'm going with Tampa. I know it might not be a popular pick. I know everybody's on Carolina, but I'm gonna go Tampa. I think. Let me see. Carolina's actually. They got Chuba, the running back. Okay, if they can run the ball, yeah, which might be the plan. I don't like their wide receiver core at Carolina. That's the biggest thing with me. It's not enough.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go with shit. I'm gonna go with Carolina.
Carolina, okay.
Go with Carolina.
Can't be mad at it. All right. NFC North, Minnesota Vikings. Kyler Murray. He has now arrived in Minnesota to take the place of the starting quarterback. They got J.J. McCarthy as a second string and Carson Wentz as third string. Running back Aaron Jones from Green Bay went to Minnesota. We got Justin Jefferson, one of the best wide receivers in the goddamn league, if not the best, according to Chris a couple weeks ago. He might be the best.
He is. He is the best.
Jordan Addison, receiver 2. You got Jawan Jennings. Came over from Seattle. So I'm sorry, San Francisco. Yeah. Tommy Felton. Tight end TJ Hawkinson. He kind of fell off a little bit last. I'm not sure if it was injury was related or what. All right. Look at their
Are you
defense.
clicking on something? Because I don't see it.
Oh yeah, my bad. I didn't share it yet. But Caleb Banks. You know, I always get him in Madden. But yeah, he's 23. He will be their starting defensive tackle this year. So they're adding him to the squad. He stands out. Blake Cashman. I like Blake Cashman. But he's getting up there in age too. 30 years old, linebacker. Yeah, all right. Dallas Turner. Forced fumbles, 4 of them last year, man. 8 sacks.
He
That's
should have
pretty
been a
cool.
Cowboy too.
Huh?
Should have been a Cowboy too.
Oh, he should have been a Cowboy, my boy. Because his name is Dallas.
Nah,
Just
the
like
year before last.
just like when they took what was that? Philadelphia took Dallas Goddard.
Dallas Goddard.
Yeah. Everybody, y'all want all the Dallases. Well, they always sweep
No,
them up.
I'm just saying Dallas Turner is what we needed at linebacker. I mean, that's
Andrew Van
just
Ginkel, he did his thing last year as a
yeah.
linebacker for Minnesota, man. Went from Miami to Minnesota, started balling. He left the freaking toxic organization, started balling. So yeah, I like it. I'm liking them a little bit. My thing is, I know you're a big Kyler Murray fan. I'm not per se, and then now he's gonna be in cold weather, so we shall see
They
how
play in
he.
the dome.
Oh, they paying don't. Okay, my bad. Excuse me. I don't be knowing the stadium. So all right, then he good. All right, Byron Murphy. He got 2 interceptions last year, doing the thing as cornerback. So yeah, their defense is not bad. I like their defense. Obviously like the wide receivers. Colin Murray, yeah, he this team might be able to be the one. Let's just look at the other ones. Got Green Bay. Let's see. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs. All right, my guy Marshawn Lloyd. I used to use him in Madden. Rookie. We'll see how he does this year as a backup to Josh Jacobs. Matthew Golden. I'm really curious to see if he can break out this year because I think they traded up for him, you know, and they were really high on him last year, but he hasn't had a chance to really prove it. I think he had fell ill or had an injury last year, so we'll see if he actually can hold the fort down. Jaden Reed. I see a lot of questionable here on their wide receiver core. Not questionable as far as status, but questionable as far as talent for me. Like no, like stand out, like for sure, definite starting wide receiver, and I don't see it. Tucker Kraft at tight end. And then we have the defense. Devontae Wyatt. You got Micah Parsons, of course. You got Zaire Franklin now. He moved over from Indianapolis. Edgerrin Cooper. Evan Williams at safety. And Xavier McKinney at safety. I like Xavier McKinney. Man, so you got some pieces. Got some pieces.
They third.
They third.
They third.
They
They
third.
third. Yeah, I'm not worried about Green Bay if I'm in that division. It's between Detroit and Chicago.
Yeah. Now let's look at Detroit. Jared Goff, Teddy's a backup. Got Jahmyr Gibbs. Isaiah Pacheco's the backup. I like that running back room, by the way. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Greg Dortch backup. Jameson Williams, God damn, Isaac Tesla, Sam Laporta, God damn, Penny Sewell. Goodness gracious, that offense should be nuts.
Offense should be unreal. I mean,
Yeah, really, if they really put it together. Like I know they lost Ben Johnson. Ever since they lost Ben Johnson, they kind of fell off, but figure it out. Aiden Hutchinson should be good. He had
Linebacker
14
room
and
is
a half sacks
crazy.
last year.
Linebacker room, they got depth what they needed. They got Derek Barnes, Damone Clark, Devin White, Jack Cable, Jack Campbell. Like they got some really good youth and veteran leadership back there. But that secondary is a little suspect, especially with Terry and Arnold getting released
Oh
with his
yeah,
troubles.
yeah,
So
yeah,
they
man. You got
gotta
DJ
really
Reed.
lean. They gotta really lean on. They gotta pick. I don't know who they can get. They gotta find somebody to solidify that that cornerback room.
Well, they got Keith Abney here. He's the rookie. He's gonna have to step it up. I'm not sure what he did in college,
Nigga, what? That nigga about to right. He 5'9". They got him starting. All right.
but
Where JJ? Where
they got
JJ's
DJ
at?
Reed starting. He's 5'9" too.
Yeah, exactly, nigga. It's Moss season, nigga. Like they got two little mini ass niggas over there with Christian
Hey,
Watson, who's a dunker. Jordan Addison's a dunker. J Jet's a dunker. Nigga, what are y'all talking about? They about to get routed the fuck up out there,
you
nigga.
got Brian Branch. Can't hold him on that. Kirby Joseph is dope too. They're currently out on the
They both out.
pup
They
list.
both out. They both out.
And if they can't, if they don't come back, yeah, it's looking
And
kind of
if they
bad.
and if they don't come back, then I agree Green Bay can get the wild card spot, but Green Bay not challenging them for that division. Michael Parsons is who they built this whole thing around, and he's still out.
Hmm.
That defense, they gave up Rashad. Listen, Dallas, oh my God, Dallas stole that trade, brother. Dallas got Rashad Gary from the Packers, essentially, and got Quentin Williams for Micah not to, and Kenny Clark. And they got Kenny Clark and Rashad Gary from the Packers for Micah
Yeah.
Parsons. And Micah's not there. So, nigga, yeah, Dallas. And we got Quentin off that with a first round pick from there. Nigga, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I did. I mean, shit. You don't gotta tell me. I told you. Chill. Hey, you're going crazy when that trade happened. I was like, yo, relax. It's gonna work out in the long run.
I was I was
And
I was
we'll
going
get
I
to
was
now.
going I was going crazy realistically because I would have honestly I get Jerry where he's like, shit, we have Micah win. What the fuck we're paying for?
You said we're trying to stop the run. I was like,
I
what?
mean, shit, Mike don't start the run, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you were pissed. Yeah, you were. But yeah, man, I had a feeling that the picks were going to turn out, well for you guys, and then clearly you couldn't leave from my team to your team. I'm like, oh hell no. I was hurt that day. I was hurt. I was hurt. But it's gonna work out for us. It's gonna work out. We will see next year because we wanted that pick to be another. We all wanted to give us one for this year. We're like, nah, we want that for next year. So we're gonna use that. We'll see how it turns out. Well,
I
yeah,
don't know
I
why,
miss, I
nigga.
miss,
That's
I,
gonna
I
be a
miss Kenny.
mid 20. It's gonna be a mid 20 pick, bro. We going
I
to the
mean, it's you or
playoffs.
Green. Well, it's you or Green Bay. It might still be,
And
but
it look like it's gonna be Green Bay, buddy.
all right, all right. Speaking of no, not Green Bay. But speaking of the Chicago, do you have them as the leader of the pack
Yeah,
in this
Caleb,
division?
Caleb, like, Caleb takes a step. Caleb takes a leap. They have too many weapons. I don't know if people like, we don't even have the DeAndre Swift, Roma Duze, Leonard the third. We talking about Cole. We got Komet. We got Loveland. Like these niggas got embarrassment of riches, and then that defense is fucking stacked too, bro. Like I don't think people really understand that Jalen Johnson is really one of the best corners in the fucking league right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really think people really understand. Like, I know they don't look at the stats, but that's because they don't throw to his eye. They don't throw to him. They don't throw to him, man. So, so I really banged with Chicago. I like what they got going on over there. I think Ben Johnson, with their second year, with the offense, but that defense, it has to be as opportunistic. or they have to be more sound. If
Okay.
they can do either of the two, I think they'll be runaways because there's no need to be in one score games when you can get the ball back to Caleb.
Okay.
Right there's no need for you to be in one score games if you can get off the field on third down and get the ball back to Caleb. You know what I'm saying? So
So,
I think they'll make that leap.
quick question: what's your opinion of DeAndre Swift? You like him
Yeah, I
in
like him.
Chicago?
I really think he's
Yeah.
good. I think realistically, they get what they can out of him if they are able to, you know, kill him. They'll do exactly like Seattle did with Kenneth Walker the third. Maybe they might even trade him before they let him walk. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? But you can definitely get value
I'm
for
a
DeAndre. Um,
okay. Yeah, oh, fuck. Why did I do that? I'm gonna go with. I agree. I'm gonna go with Chicago for this one. I think they got all the pieces. The coach, the quarterback. It's just the talent that we're seeing emerge with Caleb Williams, and I just think that yeah, that's exactly this. I see it the same way. Now I do genuinely believe that Detroit, if they can get their shit together, could push them because they do have some really good weapons as well. But I don't know. The
that
coaching,
deep is again it's Detroit. The culture has to be solidified, and not
yeah,
only the culture, he has to reel it back in because that defense it really needs some guidance. It needs some assistance right now.
yeah, it does. It does. It does. All right. So we're almost out of the NFC South. We have one more, and that is your division, bro. The Cowboys. Let's start with the Cowboys. I think that you're gonna pick your team here, as you should. But Dak Prescott, Javonte Williams, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Marcus Scantling, you got Turpin behind him. Turpin's nice. Ryan Flournoy, like you put me on to him and what he was doing for your team last year. Jake Ferguson, you know, how you like your O line?
O
What you got?
line, really, I think again, they have to take that step collectively. I mean, I won't say wasted, but Tyler Booker was a first round pick last year. Again, he has to step into that
Yeah, he
role
has
of
to
first
grow
round
a
pick.
little
You know
bit.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we again 12th pick last year. If we go look at that draft, boy, nigga, you gotta show me something, nigga. You gotta show me something. That draft last year was really nice. But I mean, we got names. We got names on that O line, and I
yeah,
really like that. And I think if we're healthy, the continuity plays well. But this is what I want: the defense.
yeah.
This is what I need to be able to see. Malachi Lawrence was somebody that we picked up in the second round last year, I believe. I say he was our second pick in the draft, and I hope that he can. Oh no, he was our second pick in the first round. That's right, not our second round. He was our second first round pick. So I need to know
Yeah, he was.
what
We all know
he
your
is.
first one.
No, he was our second one because I think
No,
we got
yeah, I know
Caleb.
he. No, he's exactly. So I said we all know
Oh
your
yeah,
first
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. Oh
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah,
second.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
definitely was the
yeah,
second.
yeah,
We
yeah. He
know
was yeah, yeah.
y'all got the Hall of Famer
But yeah, I gotta
over
see
here.
what. That's my dog,
The
man.
fact that the
I
fact that
really
he fell to you, I'm like, oh God, I was sick, cause I, yeah, I couldn't believe he fell that far. That's crazy. But yeah,
that's
y'all should be good with him. With Malachi Lawrence too, he has potential. I want to see what he does too. But yeah, as you mentioned, yeah, I got our Quinnen over there. You know, he's still gonna hold that. He's one of the, if not the best, one of the D tackles in the league. I know they have him listed as an end here, but he's gonna be plugging the gaps. Got Kenny Clark, as you mentioned in the trade. Um, there was a method to the
Rashawn
madness.
Gary.
Exactly what Sean Gary. Exactly. There was a method to the madness. I said that to you verbatim. There's a method to the madness, and I'm like, this one I couldn't kill Jerry Jones for, and now you're starting to see it come together. That Quinnen trade really helped y'all. Like it Quinnen.
But that was the thing though. He had to hit on the trade.
Yeah,
That was my thing. Like, so
it was
I hear what
perfect
you're saying. Like,
He
yeah,
wanted to
and
leave.
yeah,
He's one of the best, and y'all weren't able to make the play where you had all those picks to do it. So yeah, you still had 2 picks this year in the draft to pick up 2 players. Yeah, y'all cooking, man. So I gotta hand it to y'all. However, there's some other teams we have to discuss and check out
this is
because
the deepest. This is the deepest division in the NFL with talent.
you
Like,
think
you
so.
can go, you can go bar for bar with this. Like, the Giants are good.
Check them
Like,
out.
I don't.
Check them out. Jackson
Giants
Dart.
are good, bro.
They
That
win
running back
six.
room is really nasty.
Tyrone Tracy Jr.
He's good.
Got Cam Scatterman coming off an injury. Devin Singletary, third string, not bad,
Yeah,
not
that's what I'm saying.
bad.
That's a really
A strong
strong
running
running
back.
back room.
Malik Neighbors coming back from injury, hopefully. I'm a
Dog.
fan. Dog, for real. We got quarterback Maga Dart over here. You'll see if he can show that he is the guy. Isaiah Likely, I think, is a great pickup for them. I'm a big fan of Isaiah Likely as a tight end. I wanted him to stay in Baltimore and then let go of homeboy Mark because I felt like he showed so much promise. But hey, I don't know what's going on over there. Patrick Ricard, best fullback in the
Nigga,
league,
they're
apparently.
not letting Mark Andrews go. Nigga, Mark Andrews is drafted the same draft as Lamar, nigga. It's
Yeah,
gonna be Ogden
he's
and Ray Lewis.
he's a fixture. Yeah,
They go out together.
he's a pillar. Yeah. But then you go to the defense. You got DJ Reader. You know, he's good. He good. He good. Arvel Reese. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. But yeah, we'll see how he does. They got Brian Burns, man. God, he's a beast. He's a beast, man. So my
Abdul
thing with
Carter,
them,
Kayvon Thibodeau, like
yeah, Abdul
they like
Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau. I thought they're gonna trade Kayvon this year. He's still here.
they have
I'm
4 first-round picks on that defensive line.
We'll see if they're worth it. Like Kayvon seemed like he's falling off already. And Abdul Carter hasn't really shown that he's worth. Training camp and practice, and he was going crazy last year. Almost looked like LT. But when you actually got into the league and got into the games, he only had 4 sacks last year, 2 forced fumbles. He wasn't what they were all cracked up to be in the offseason. I'm sure he's gonna grow and get better, but him and Kayvon need to really
This cornerback room is
prove
ass.
it.
Cornerback room is ass, boy.
Paulson, Adobo, Greg Newsom second.
Nigga, if you don't get your ass up out of here, man.
Yeah, they're gonna get picked apart, and if Jackson Dart ain't really that, they're going to be last in the division, in my opinion. Not wishing that on them. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Yeah,
Moving on.
they gonna be last, but they'll put up some points.
Okay, we'll see. Because Malik is coming back. That's the only reason why I'm giving that to you. Let's go to the last Super Bowl winner in this division. Eagles, Jalen Hurts. Andy Dalton backing him up. Got Saquon. Tank Bigsby. How good is Tank? I don't know. He ain't nobody here. Sorry, bro. Devontae Smith. He's gonna be taking the start as the number 1 wide receiver this year. He's going to be the number 1. We'll see if that works. But we all know this built off of this guy. This offense is built around Saquon Barkley and the rushing attack, rushing attack, and Jalen Hurts rushing attack as well. We can't ignore his legs because he does, get his own fair share of rushing yardage. Then they got Mekhi Lemon, the rookie, coming in. Another guy who I wish the Jets picked up. But we got Kenyon Sadiq. So yeah, and we ended up getting Omar Cooper Jr., so I'm not that mad. But yeah, the Tamion Wicks, third string, or not third string, probably slot. Then they picked up Elijah Moore. He was a former Jet. I think he's talented. They also got Hollywood Brown. So their wide receiver core, it's not like top heavy. We gotta see what Makai Lemon is to really know
They
what
got
he's gonna do.
it's serviceable.
It's serviceable though, for real. It is.
The offensive line is where it's at though. If they can't stay healthy, if they can't get with it, then they trash.
They got Dallas Goddard as tight end. I like that as a weapon, but also they got Eli Stowers, man, my guy in Madden, which he honestly was the second best corner. Sorry, second best tight end after our guy Kenyon Sadiq we got this year. So he's rookie. So they might try to be rebuilding their tight end behind the Dallas. So yeah, we'll see how the offense looks for Eagles this year. But it's all dependent on, like you said, the O line and the rushing game to me. Because without AJ Brown, I mean, they tend to they figured out a system, so it seems like they know what they're doing. Linebacker Nolan Smith Jr. He's there. They got Jordan Davis as no tackle still.
A little dog from Georgia.
Yep. Jihad Campbell still on their squad. So yeah, the defense is still them, and they got Quinyon Mitchell at corner still. That's not bad. It's not bad. And then Reek Willen. Tariq Woolen now. Reek Willen came through. Hey, Cooper DeJean. Let's not even forget about Cooper DeJean at nickel. Oh man, shit, they got Cooper DeJean at nickel, and Michael Carter II is backing him up. Our former nickel. Oh yeah, they're
and they got Ringo still there, right? I think.
Yeah, Keelan Ringo. Yeah, he's here.
Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah, that's
So
the
their
dog.
defense looks
It's a
like
dog,
they know what they're doing over here. They got Zion Williams.
Jahad Campbell over there. It's nasty.
Zion Wilson, I
It's
think
nasty.
he's the rookie. Yeah, he came out of East Carolina. He was a big deal D tackle this year. So we'll see how he does. Yeah, they look strong. They look strong.
Jonathan Green, Jonathan Grenard, they really stacked over there.
All right, all right. Now this team is a wild card.
It's a
Jaden
wild card.
Daniels
They just picked up Steph Diggs.
just pick off
Like
Stephon
that.
Diggs. Stephon Diggs
I
going
was just
to
I was just talking about my man Steph. Where you gonna go? He went to the crib.
he went to Washington, man. Yeah, he's from Maryland. You know, he's like, no, I'm going back home to be close to home. I think after what he's been through, I'm sure that's great
I wish he
for
would have
him.
went to the Ravens, but
I
I
did
really
not
wish he
want
would.
him in anywhere close to Miami or, wherever. Listen, get your shit together, bro. Keep it in your pants
He definitely
and
don't need to be in
focus on
Miami.
football. Um,
Well, shit,
running
he
back,
can't focus on football too much in DC, boy. Rose Bar be lit.
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's not guaranteed for sure. It's not like you're going to fucking Utah or Green Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you in Chocolate City, baby. You
It's not Cleveland. Yeah, it's
yeah, they fine with some chicken out there, cuz he might fuck around, fall in love again.
wow. They get it popping out there in DC, dog. Who is this? Ja'Cory Krosky Barrett. He had 805 yards rushing last year. I've not heard of this guy.
Well, he wasn't watching last year.
I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Maybe not the Commanders, but he's
That's
a
what I'm
rookie.
saying.
He was a rookie. He was a rookie last year. I just never heard.
He was
I mean,
a bell cow.
typically I would have heard, like about that guy, but 805 yards is not bad for a rookie because he's starting their running back, and then we got Rashad White after backing him up. Trent Allen, I think he's a rookie too, right? Yeah. No, is he? No. Yeah, he's a
Yeah, he
rookie.
got drafted this year.
Yeah, I thought so. So he's behind him. All right. McLaurin, listen, this guy, much respect to Terry McLaurin, holding it down over here, man, all these years. With the Jalen Daniels is the pretty much the piece right here. Jalen Daniels was gonna see, especially with Stephon Diggs and Terry. I know they got Treylon Burks and De'Ami Brown behind them. Luke McCaffrey, I'm not sure how good he is. Jalen Lane, I had him in Madden, so he's also, I think, a rookie as well. Not sure if he's going to make the team, but we'll see. I want to see what Jalen Daniels looks after the injury and see how he comes back because they can make some noise. They are the dark horse in this division because it could possibly, shake shit up with their talent. They got Sonny Styles, another Hall of Famer.
They don't got nobody. They got nobody behind him. Say, nigga, you are it.
They got Leo Chanel from the Chiefs. They got Frankie
So,
Louvu.
Sonny Styles really the only nigga on the depth chart on his
Frankie
position,
Louvu.
nigga.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like this is just how they listed it. Some of these guys can also play right inside linebacker. But yeah, left inside linebacker
Nah,
probably. Yeah.
they said nobody. Nobody is
No
giving away
defense, Sonny.
this.
Sonny, you got it. You got it. We got rid of. Oh yeah, Bobby Wagner hasn't been re-signed, so he should. Jets might pick him up for like a rookie a veteran contract. I would love to see Bobby Wagner come here with the Mario Davis and just hold down the linebacker for us. But yeah, if they're not picking them back up, then yeah, it's gonna be Sonny Styles and a couple other guys that we see here. Probably sharing reps with some of these other guys that are listed as a left inside linebacker. They got Caleb Von Chason, Trey Amos at cornerback. I don't know who this guy is, Mike Sain Risto, but he got 4 interceptions, 12 pass breakups. He's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, niggas tried him. They tried him. He was
Yeah.
opportunistic.
So yeah, man, don't try. We got Nick Cross. They brought in Nick Cross from the Colts. I liked him a lot last year. So I'm a big fan of Nick Cross. I wanted to actually pick him up, but we didn't get him in free agency. Javon Kinlaw, he was with the Jets last year. I don't think he might be cooked already. I mean, he might not be. I'm sorry, but yeah, they're gonna be the wild card in this division or the dark horse.
Okay, dark horse.
I'm picking. It gotta be the Cowboys. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. Let's say if it's not this year, then when?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing about it is, winning the division don't mean nothing when you get your ass beat by the Packers in the home game of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't want
Yeah,
that.
it'd be a
I
nice
don't, but I
consolation.
do, but I do want them to win the division and win a playoff game, please.
It's a
So
consolation prize.
yeah.
What?
Now, do
Yeah.
you want to do that? Do you want to do the AFC tomorrow, or do you want to
You know what? That's a good idea. Tomorrow, let's go ahead and do the AFC, and we'll chop it over. We'll figure.
And we'll start, and we're
we'll-
gonna start with the AFC West, as you can see. I got
Yeah.
a lot. Tomorrow, y'all niggas want to see some energy? Oh, we gonna talk tomorrow, cause tomorrow got them quarterbacks. We gotta
Okay.
talk about. Tomorrow got the
Yeah.
tomorrow
Yeah.
we got
AFC is
the
where the
big names.
quarterbacks at.
We got Justin Herbert,
Justin
Lamar
Herbert, yeah.
Jackson, Josh Allen, Patty Mahomes,
Geno Smith.
Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, CJ Stroud. Nigga, who is oh my yeah, AFC. We got some things to talk about. And they team should be good.
Yeah.
They team should be good. So let's recap for the NFC. Who do you got winning division? Per division.
Okay.
You got Rams. You got Rams in the NFC West.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. So for the NFC West, I got the Rams coming out of the NFC West. I got Tampa Bay coming out of the NFC South. I
Okay.
have Chicago Bears coming out of the NFC North.
Okay.
I got Dallas Cowboys coming out of the NFC East. Yeah. So
We don't disagree about much, bro. I think the only thing we can disagree about is the NFC South, right? I got the Rams to win the West.
okay.
I got Carolina to win the South. I think that the Bears should win the North. And of course, I got the Cowboys to win the East.
Only thing I might change is if Jaden Daniels really is that dude. That's the only thing. Because Stephon Diggs and Terry McLaurin healthy, I think could be explosive. And if
Stephon Diggs has never not helped the quarterback. Let's just put that. Let's just Case Keenum, Kirk Cousins, Josh Allen, Drake May. CJ Stroud.
He unlocks something in the offense that makes them explosive. So yeah, he said himself, like, I'm going to be the best second string wide receiver in the league, and we'll see. And with Jaden Daniels, who I know is feeding to get back on that field after his injury and after his rookie year, and then what happened second year, his sophomore year, didn't get to really show. Yeah, he's gonna come back, and if he comes back with like a vengeance, he could really shock people this year.
And niggas talking about that Drake made Caleb Williams is the new young stud of the NFL. You're like, no. I gotta reclaim my throne, buddy.
Facts. Yeah, they're talking about Drake May. Nigga, what?
Drake May, he ain't got no swag, nigga. Nigga, my mom and Juju Watkins. Nigga, I got 2 girls on my arm, cuz.
My mom and Juju, that's funny as hell. Oh, man. But yeah, shout out to all those teams. Shout out to Jaden Daniels. I'm really rooting for him. To me, that's who I want to come up to NFC East because I'm a fan of him. But we'll see. That's the only other person I might disagree with you if, he starts to win games. I'm like, yeah, change my pick.
I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta. Which Ohio State player in the NFC East shines?
Sonny
That
Styles.
is what we got. Okay, so if Sonny Styles shine, Commanders are great, are good.
because of this position.
I don't know, because of safety, we got somebody in the box, somebody that can hold it back. If Caleb Downs,
If he can be the quarterback the way they act like he is, like I think Sonny Styles is really that. I think Caleb Downs going to the NFL will be a contributor, but as a safety to be the guy controlling the game is a very special talent. I'm not saying he can't, but Ed Reed is only coming around like once in a generation. And people are saying he's that.
During that time though, it was Ed, Troy, Bob, Cam. There was a lot of safeties during that time. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you don't see that. The game's played a little bit differently, and before you could hit. Now you can't hit.
But also you got to be smart though. Cam Chancellor was smart. Earl Thomas was smart.
Yeah. They're all smart.
But that's what I'm saying. If Caleb
it was a different time in the game.
No, but
the game changed so much.
But with the pass, but this is what I'm trying to say. With opened up offense, pass happy offense, having a quarterback in the back making checks as well, I think is super more. Troy and Ed were instinctive. Bob Sanders instinctive, right? They came and made instinctive plays. Ed Reed studied so much where he had to fake Peyton Manning out on because he was instinctive of thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna let him set me up. I'm gonna let him get a couple plays off with that. When he tried to go back to it, that we need that. And to your point of Sonny Styles with his position at linebacker, there's very few linebackers that absolutely are wreckers, right? Because like as far as putting the league on notice, right? He can have an opportunity, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, to really put a stamp and see who was the real star of that Ohio State defense.
It's gonna be interesting because they're all in the same division. So
they're all in the same division. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. You got early morning in the morning. I got early morning in the morning. You know, so.
This has been real. I know we didn't do a receipt room today, but we'll get to that in about 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I'll say. We'll be back at the receipt room on Wednesdays. But with all that being said, all is love. Everything is everything. Thank you for being here with the podcast that talks about everything that matters, because we are the zeitgeist and we are the culture. I'm your host, Chitty Bang. He's Joint Moloch Ayatollah, Chris the Most High. Keep loving your hearts and spirits, because the world is fucking delusional and they need it. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Deuces.